Hi everybody, it's John again, and today I'm going to open up and take a look at the Masters of the Universe Classics Zodac. I recently picked him up. He is one of the earlier figures from the first year that they came out. They didn't come with the little white mailer boxes yet. So that's a quick look at him inside. And on the back it shows some of the other figures you can collect, as well as his bio. If anybody wants to take a read of it, there it is for you. So just give me a second and I'll open them up. Alright, here is Zodac outside of his packaging. First things I noticed, he does have the Skeletor Feet, the standard He-Man loincloth piece. He's got the Skeletor arms. He has a very hairy chest and back, just like the original, which is kind of interesting. I love the paint on the limbs, his legs, his arms all have this airbrushed kind of texture added to it, which is nice. He has a definitely different skin tone than the rest of the figure so far. He is articulated at the head. We can kind of look up and down. It's a little loose, but it's not too bad. It stays where it needs to be. Shoulders, bicep, his elbow, and he has wrist articulation. And he does articulate at the waist. This one isn't seated quite straight. I don't know if you can see that or not. And he does have a little bit of paint rubbing on his belt, but he's a little bit of an older version of this line. He does have his hips, his knee, and his ankles. Well, neither one of them move on this one, but he does kind of have the rockers, barely. I guess it's better to have sturdy feet than weak feet like some of them do. I was going to see if I can clip this off real easy, but just so you can see the skull on his torso, which features the fur. There we go. Make sure I get my hands out of the way so there's no shadow. But there is his strangely furry back and his furry torso, which he does have the ab crunch as well. I forgot to point that out. And then he just clips back together. Pretty simple. He looks identical to the original, which I don't have an original Zodac, but that's okay. He's pretty cool. He comes with one accessory, which is his blaster gun. Does have a little bit of extra paint detail on it, so it's not very bare. They painted the in silver and added a little bit of black to the back of it there. There's a close-up of his face, which is nicely sculpted. He's a pretty cool figure. He even has colored fingernails, which is a little different. I guess I'll throw in a bonus since I did say I moved recently and I'm reshelving my collection of figures, and I have some that I just opened up one of my boxes, and here's a few of them that are going up on the shelf. 2000X Beast Man. When they rebooted the series, he's one of the ones that I picked up. He has a strange little action feature. where his arms allow him to whip. Just put him over there. In the box was my original 1981 Skeletor, who still has his punching action. He's a pretty old figure. He is missing his chest piece and sword, but maybe one day I'll find a replacement for them. This was a little bit larger scale. He was gifted to me by my fiance a few years ago. I am a big fan of Godzilla, and this one is pretty simple. He's hollow plastic, but the detail on him is pretty cool. I always thought he was a really nice version of Godzilla. I think my cat's about to enter the scene here on the... Nope. Oh, he's choosing not to. Alright. A very cool version of Godzilla. In the box was the classic Mum-Ra. Oh, I did just sign up for the subscription for the new Thundercat, so I should be able to get the exclusive new Mum-Ra figure in his mummy form. In the box is also Monstar, who was the main bad guy for the Silverhawks, and he has an action figure where he switches his heads around from this, there we go, to the more evil, almost robotic, armored version of himself. Okay, so far everybody stands, which is good. There is a Smash from Demolition, one of the WWE characters. I believe these came out around 1990. Yep. He has a uppercut action. And along with him in the box is Jake the Snake, with his snake. Maybe it's Damien. He did have a few throughout the years. He has a spring-loaded punching mechanism. From the Wildcats, which was I believe this came out in the 90s. It's Maul, who he had the ability to grow in stature, but it limited his intelligence the bigger that he got. Along with the Image comic book line was Baddock, and he was one of the Youngblood characters. He came with, I wonder if they're in there. Oh, they still are. Rockets that he fired out. I don't know if they fire. Apparently they do still. Oh, his one side is a little loose. Well, he has sat for a little while. Original Battle Cat, which I'll be talking more about a little bit later when I get to opening up the Battle Cat figure I picked up from the Matty Collector series. McFarlane Toys put out a King Kong, which is a pretty awesomely sculpted King Kong. Details on his teeth and his tongue. just thought were really cool. And he does have his damsel in distress in his hand. He goes on the shelf. Battling Godzilla. Alright, it's a cool pair to have. Quite a bit larger than the other figures. And there was one more in the box. Which I'm going to back up a little bit here for, is the Tim Curry. The Demon from Legend. Which I always thought was a really cool figure, very nicely done. A lot of detail on him. The light over here a bit. Yeah, all around he's a cool figure. Lots of little pieces, everything's plastic. Had him for quite a while, but he's never been displayed. He's been lost in a closet. And inside is his other display piece that you can take out, which has different weapons attached and helmets, skulls. It's a pretty cool little display base. Shield in the corner. Yeah, well, that's all I got. There's just a few bonus things that I recently found as I'm building my little display area. But again, here's one last look at Zodac. Very cool figure. Glad I have him. As always, thanks for looking. And if you've enjoyed the video at all, please give me a like or even subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And thanks.